This I might incorporate in my vlog, so, you know. Well, walking with the family, discussing a topic about Jamaica and whether or not I should get on my channel and talk about it. Because I love talking, I love Jamaica, and I love sharing my views and what I think about Jamaica. Truth of the matter is, I just don't like the platform that I post on. For most of you guys who've been following me for a long time, you have an idea of the reason. And for that reason, I don't really post so much on YouTube anymore. But after a small council with the family, they both decided that if you feel so strongly about a particular topic, subject, then you should post it. So once I get back to home, office, I'll be doing that. A little bit of the walk path before I get back to my office to blab non-stop about the land that we love, Jamaica. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's Jamaica.
Come on.
Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I also want to big up all of my loyal subscribers who stick around on my channel despite my infrequent posting. If you've been one of my subscribers from time and time ago, then you already know what it is and why I don't post as often anymore. Anyway, as I was saying in the preview clip, I was just feeling this compulsory, overwhelming feeling to address this particular matter. Shout out to a Jamaican channel called Jamaica Walk By. I believe his name is Fabian. Fabian, big up yourself. My wife and I subscribe to your channel. We often watch Jamaica Walk By. And the reason why I'm bigging up Jamaica Walk By is because it's one of his videos that actually inspired me or motivate me or give me this push to wanted to say something about Jamaica. As you know, the topic of this subject is a question. Why is Jamaica the same in 2026 as it was in, say, 1980? And what I mean by that is the infrastructure of Jamaica, you know, the face of Jamaica. So after my wife and I was watching Jamaica Walk By doing Joe Blaine in Spanish Town area in St. Catherine, I says to my wife, this depresses me. It depresses me to see what I'm looking at. And the average adult in Jamaica right now probably wouldn't even understand what I'm talking about, because here's the thing. Being a middle-aged man, I'm over 50 years old, and that gives me a vantage point. Being over 50 gives me a vantage point, and being outside of Jamaica gives me also a vantage point. So I see things that everyday Jamaicans in Jamaica don't see. And I also see two phases of Jamaica, being that I'm over 50. It means I've seen a Jamaica in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and I've seen Jamaica now. While most Jamaicans who are in their 30s only know Jamaica as it is today. You know, so only know, let's say, downtown Kingston for what it is today, or only know Joe Blaine for what it looks like today. You know, I'm a Kingstonian, but I have been to Joe Blaine when I was a child for many different reasons and several different occasions. So I'm not only talking about Joe Blaine, I'm talking about a lot of other areas in Jamaica, the rural Jamaica, and also outside of Jamaica. It annoys me to see Jamaica in the state that it is. We're not a big country, and we boast all the time, so we're little but we talawa. But at the same time, I think being proud to be a Jamaican, sometimes we are, listen, nothing can take away my pride for Jamaica. not even the state that I'm complaining about. I love my country. It's a land of my birth. I love who we produce and what we produce. I love our impact on the world. But my criticism is the state and the logical evolution of it. So, as I was saying to my wife, I said, let's take it away from a country and let's bring it down to a household. Let's bring it down to, say, a household where there's a mom and a dad, and let's say they have 6 children. And over years, say 30 years pass, it's no way we expect that that household should look the same. That household, it's physically impossible, or it's not acceptable by me that that household should degrade. So I'm going to get back to the household, but let me focus on Jamaica. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is over a 40-year, 50-year period, Jamaica should not look like the way it looks today. I know a lot of Jamaicans going to come in my comment section and say, well, at least we have toll road now. At least Mobile look good. At least we have this highway and that highway and blah, 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 blah. I get it. And I could even appreciate it. But what I'm saying, the place can look better than that. The place should have looked better than that. I'm not saying Jamaica should look like Singapore or Jamaica should look like Switzerland. But I'm saying Jamaica is a staple of this world that tourists crave, that has been receiving so much money for so many different things. And from my point of view, the infrastructure is moving at a snail's pace. There's no way our country is supposed to look like that. You understand? In a 2026. The country is supposed to have shown some sign of growth. I'm a man that believes in growth, whether it's a relationship with a person, a place, or a thing. You're supposed to be getting better. That's what evolution means to me. So back to my scenario of a household of 6 children and 2 parents. It's not like, say, the children's going to stay at toddler age for all of their lives. They're going to grow and they're going to move into school, college, employment, entrepreneurship, or become bosses. And let's say, facing reality, let's say 3 out of those 6 siblings are not making any money because maybe one of them is sick and maybe 2 of them is chasing dead-end dreams of being an entrepreneur that never makes any money. But we all still live in the house as 8 people. So we're a family. So my question is, do I expect to go back after 30 years, 40 years and visiting that family and see their house run down or see their house developing? And as a matter of fact, let's put a little cherry on top. Make this a Jamaican family. The only way we're supposed to go back and find the house run down is if the family is not united and if the family don't like one another. But at the same time, being a Jamaican, if we are not united and we don't like one another, we wouldn't even live in the same house. So let's keep it real. What I'm trying to say, it's a question, but it's also a criticism because my love for my country hurts my heart that in the 21st century, when channels like Jamaica walk through a certain area, he's a young guy. So for him, this is the Jamaica you probably know. But for me, I know 2 Jamaica. But here's what me and him have in common. Even though I know 2 Jamaica, the Jamaica that he's seen is the exact Jamaica that I saw in 1980 because not much of change. 99% of the infrastructure looks the same. And in 2026, if people are saying, well, we're not really supposed to go down at a neighborhood because it's dangerous. I'm not going to that place because it have a reputation that it's not so good. Could I lose my life or I'll probably get robbed and blah, blah, blah. Again, that annoys me and depresses me because these neighborhoods have the same reputation today that they had 40 years ago. And at the same time, the government of Jamaica is bragging and boasting that they've got a handle on crime and that crime has been reduced and we've invested so money in crime prevention and blah, 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 blah. Sounds good. But 40 years later, if that was a fact, other than changing from what I saw Jamaican police uniform change. When I was a kid, we have blue seam and red seam, and that was it. Now, when I see Jamaican police, they look all Americanized. You know, they look like how the Yankee SWAT team look. And everybody look fancy and everybody look like it's a game because some even wearing face ski mask like we don't want to be identified. And that's another story. I don't even want to get into that. But what I'm trying to say is I'm asking a question. Am I wrong to be criticizing the snail space of Jamaican development? Jamaica as today the fewest unemployed people probably in its history after becoming an independent country. That means government to get tax money. It's not like back in the 80s when it's tourism we have to depend on, or iglees go and buy and sell. We're talking about tourism today, employment today, remittances today. A whole lot more money pumps into Jamaica today than it did when I was a child. And even when you check out the airport road, if you don't bypass Rockfort, for example, in Kingston, okay, if you bypass Rockfort, then it's like a smooth drive all the way from the airport to wherever you're going in the island. But if you go towards Rockfort and go towards Windward Road, same way it looked today, same way it was in 1980, in 1981. So for all of the people who are my age, they can say whether or not what I'm spitting is true. Because like I'm saying, to the people who are 35, 40 and younger than that, probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But Jamaica could look better, people. You understand? It's not a complaint. I'm just kind of like getting it off my chest because like I say, I love my country. I often tune in to see what's going on. I don't come on my channel anymore and talk about any and everything anymore because most of my subscribers already know. But, you know, I was kind of encouraged by my family, like, well, throw it to some real Jamaican. Let's get some feedback from them and see what they have to say. You understand? But Jamaica can look better than that. You understand? And I lose off all of the dinosaur them. When I say dinosaur, I mean, I lose off the people. No disrespect when I say dinosaur. I mean, dinosaurs, what I mean by that is politician that's been in politics since the era that I'm talking about. You understand? To today, because if they've been there that long, then they should have the love that I love and want to see better. Or then again, maybe, you know, complacency is a hell of a thing because sometimes people can just, this is how it is and this is how it's going to be. Don't get me wrong, you know, I understand that with politics and with countries, they're usually puppet masters. I'm not that ignorant. They're usually puppet masters that want a country to be in dire straits at all time. So what I mean by that is if Jamaica should improve, let's say like Singapore, if Jamaica should, within the next 10, 15 years, changes its face and look like Singapore in every single way, that could hurt certain people because it means Jamaicans would feel more at home. Jamaicans would want to migrate less. They would only want to go on vacation to see other places around the world, but nobody would want to run off. Nobody would want to overstay. So I do understand the micromanagement that's going on behind the scenes to make Jamaica look the state that it looked like today. the nice areas of Jamaica are still the nice areas of Jamaica. And the hood and torn down neighborhoods are still the hood and torn down neighborhoods of Jamaica 40 years later. All in all, I'm not really feeling that. You understand? I'm definitely not feeling that. Anyway, people, that's pretty much what I wanted to come over here and get off my chest. Follow me on Instagram. I mean, I don't really collect people on Instagram. Don't follow a lot of people. Not a lot of people follow me. My page is private, but for any of you that want to ask me a question or chit chat with me on a daily, weekly basis, Instagram is probably the best place for you guys to find me. If I get a request, I usually screen it to see who it is, and I accept it if I believe it's one of my subscribers or anything like that. Until next time, people, big up yourself, and thanks again for watching, and thanks for tuning into my channel. Until next time, peace.